Diploma, smile really pretty. Big picture. Summer is here. High school is now behind you, but now what? All your classmates are talking about classes in the fall as they read their acceptance speeches. They have their careers in mind and they're eagerly awaiting their new adventures, but you haven't chosen a profession yet. You can't bear the thought of attending more school. However, you know it must be done. So you figure since you've always liked little kids, you might as well give back to the community and become an elementary school teacher. Within the coming years, teachers will be needed immensely for the year 2013 and 2014. A total of 220,762 teachers will be needed in elementary schools alone, according to the projected number of teachers needed. I've been working in an extended day program at an elementary school for on and off the past 2 years, and I see the demand and the long hours that teachers and administrators are accustomed to. Becoming a teacher is an achievable and an awardable career. I will discuss the advantages of being a teacher as well as the disadvantages of being a teacher. I'll give some examples on how teacher preparation has changed over the years, as well as some steps in order to becoming a teacher. There are many advantages to becoming a teacher, but there are also disadvantages. However, we will only discuss a few of each. Advantage number one, the most important for me, is the fact that you're not working in a cubicle stuck staring at a computer. I crave human interaction. By becoming a teacher, not only do I get to interact with my fellow colleagues, but also the students. Another positive aspect of teaching is the constant involvement in intellectual matters. For example, if you love history, science, you get to share all your knowledge with an audience that will soak up everything, most of them. Now, perhaps this is the most cheesy advantage, but it's very real, one that keeps lots of teachers in the business. It's the fact that you'll make a difference in a child's life. Teaching is more than just teaching, reading, writing, and arithmetic, but you also get to mold each individual child and teach them morals to live by. While in the classroom, you begin to connect with your students and feel their dilemmas. Now, disadvantage. Salary. Very real but unfortunate disadvantages to becoming a teacher. Let's face it, we all know teachers do not get paid enough for what they do. Although salaries have increased over the past years, they are still pretty pathetic. Disadvantage number two, yes, you love and crave human interaction, but there are those days when enough will be enough, and you really don't want to go to work that day, but you simply have to until the school day is over. Look at today's teachers. They seem pretty happy in their work, but they didn't always have it so good. Let's discuss how teacher preparation has changed since the early days. Well, we've seen it, or at least heard of the one-room schoolhouses, right? Like the one in St. Augustine. That's probably how our education system started. From colonial America to the 20th century, education has slowly evolved. Imagine yourself walking to a cold schoolhouse in the dead of winter, starting a fire early in the morning so that children have a nice warm room to learn in. That's how teachers in colonial America started their days. But how did they even become teachers? Most of these teachers received no formal education training at all. Many elementary school teachers never attended a secondary school. They learned by apprenticeship programs. There were, however, some educators that had formal training. They became the private tutors. In 1823, Reverend Samuel Hall established a normal school. It provided teachers with formal training for teaching skills. The institute marked the beginning of teacher education in America. They provided teachers with 2-year training programs. Another aspect of teaching that has evolved are the teacher contracts. Mainly women taught school, and the contract were forced to sign dictated their lives. In the book Teachers, Schools, and Society, there's a copy of a teaching contract from 1920. It basically stated that teachers were not to get married. If they did, their contract would become null and void. They could not dye their hair, drink, smoke, or wear bright colored clothing. Obviously, our society has dramatically changed its rules for teachers. How many of you have had teachers that commit all those deal breakers on a daily basis? Sure, a few of you. Our teachers today have 2 ways of being educated. They may choose the traditional approach, which focuses on the art science of teaching, the study of the subject matter, and to begin clinical teaching experience. This program tends to lead more to the bachelor's and master's level teachers, and graduates about 5 times more than teachers in the alternative approach. The students in the alternative approach, they just seek to get certificates and licenses through apprenticeship. They get kind of thrown in the teaching environment to tweak their teaching skills. From ludicrous teaching contracts that ruled your life to drastically different methods of educating our teachers, you may be wondering what steps one takes to become a teacher. So what do you do to begin the journey of teaching elementary school? Well, for starters, talk to educators, ask questions. They will tell you the lifelong learners to be committed to children. Once you get answers to your questions, it's the moment of truth. Hit the ground running. Between now and graduation, you have a lot of work to do. You begin by becoming informed of the job market, what specific skills are in demand. With this knowledge, you begin to make yourself more desirable for employers. You may learn to teach special education or even become bilingual. Also, make sure the classes you enroll in fulfill your certification needs. And perhaps the most important step you can take to become actively involved with your children. You can do this by working at a daycare, summer camp, or like myself, an extended daycare program. By doing this, you gain the experience and confidence to work with children. Not only that, you can start picking up the letters and recommendations, have your superiors and colleagues at these facilities write them for you to keep in your portfolio. We've all had that one special teacher in our lives that did have an impact in our lives and helped us mold us into the people that we are today. Like our career choices, there are advantages and disadvantages for teaching. We've seen the educational system blossom throughout the centuries, and we've briefly discussed a few of the steps to becoming a teacher. Becoming a teacher is an achievable and rewarding career, and I'm on my way to possibly becoming an elementary school teacher.